And to that person who might say, hey, if you haven't paid this bill, how can you oversee such a city like Chicago when it comes to billions and millions of dollars?
I've managed multi-billion-dollar budgets as a Cook County Commissioner. We pay our car note, we pay our mortgage, we pay for school supplies.
Whoop-de-doo. I mean, the equivalent of what Chicago has right now with Brandon Johnson. Let me give you an equivalent to that. An equivalent to that would be us. Well, let's say we run a $1 billion project management firm, and we're looking for a CEO. And so, rather than having somebody come in and say, "Hey, do you have any project management experience? What was that experience? What were the successes? What were the failures? What would you do differently? Can you manage your profit loss?" Whatever. You'd go through a litany. It'd be 4, 5, 6 interviews before you even consider hiring that person, because you want it to run successfully. But instead of that, Brandon Johnson shows up, and we say, "Hey, we were doing our homework here. Looks like you're behind by over $3,000 and then some on these other bills. You didn't pay for like 8 months. What's going on there?" And he goes, "Well, I've managed billion." And you say, wait. Managed $1 billion budgets for what? Did you guys make money? Did you lose money? How did that all go? Now, we don't even ask that. We just let this guy get on stage and say, I'm gonna turn this project management company into the biggest in the world, the most efficient, the best. And everyone here is going to be happy with their jobs, and we're going to pay more. It's going to be incredible. I know I don't have any qualifications and I can't prove anything. In fact, it's to my detriment, my experience. And we say, no problem. We trust you. Not only do we trust you, we're going to definitely give you this job for at least 4 years. And no matter what you do, we're not going to be able to replace you or let you go. That's Chicago. That's Chicago. That's what you guys got. You voted for this bumbling idiot who gets into off. The number of things this guy has done that are insane are crazy. First of all, he's beyond unqualified. Comes into a city that's hemorrhaging cash and proceeds to go to London with his wife, and his wife remodeled this office with I think the chairs were like $4,000 a chair or something like that. That's what I'm talking about. That's him managing a budget, your money, which he can do whatever he wants with. Right? There's not going to be any bill for that chair that he's behind on because it's not his money. And if he wants to fly over to London, all he has to say is, I'm going over there to draw business in Chicago. Even though I have no idea how to draw business in Chicago or what business means, or, I mean, it's insane. I'm going to go over there and take care of things and really bring things in. You say, wait. How much is that going to cost you to go to London to catch a Bears game, to do all of that? And he goes, how dare you? How dare you ask a black man that? And you're going, wait a second, this has nothing to do with black or white. What am I missing something? And he goes, shame on you. Shame on you. That's embarrassing, and I'm not answering that. And you're like, that was weird, right? And then he goes over to London, does whatever. Meanwhile, in the city that he's running, you've got shootings out of control. He mismanaged the border situation to an nth degree, burned through so much cash, and the people in his backyard who need help just aren't getting it. And it's not because, I mean, we can debate whether or not he cares. Let's say that he does care. Let's just say that his intentions are good. He just doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know what he's doing. So what happens is when you go, why does he want to, take out a loan for $300 million that's going to cost the city over $1 billion? I don't know what the number is. It's some insane number by the time it's paid off, because we need to fill a gap for basically the union, but fill a gap for public schools. And people are going, wait a second, you just spent $300 or $500 million, whatever it was, on the immigration as a sanctuary city. Like, you don't know what you're doing. So when they come to him for, when the teachers union comes in and says, look, you better get that loan. You better do that or we're not voting for you. Well, Brandon doesn't want to go back to Brandon land. Brandon likes flying over to London and, hanging out with Lil Durk and giving him the key to the city, which is a whole other topic. He's what a moron. But while he's doing, all of this stuff for himself, the city's just kind of collapsing. But boy, he's not going back to the old ways. No. And, the guy's going to milk the pensions, right? If he was cared about the future of the city and all that, the first thing you'd say is, look, the pensions are great, but people jumping, from fucking turning a basic pension into like a super pension with a few loopholes, we might want to close that, He's never going to say that because he needs that voting block. And, oh, by the way, it's for him. He's going to get that. Because he's going from being a teacher, whatever, Cook County commissioner at one point, making, $60,000 and $90,000. Now he's on a mayor's salary. So with all the loopholes, he's going to end up with a fat pension. It'd be like you working a job your whole life, making $70,000 a year. And then the last year, you get, the last couple of years, you get a promotion. And now you're making, whatever. I don't know. It doesn't matter. You're making more money. And all of a sudden, your 401k goes from having $400,000 that you've been able to save to like $3 million. That, I mean, it's just, it's insane. But he knows it helps him, and Brandon's about Brandon. But what you guys do in Chicago, man, I'll tell you what, careful what you wish for. And the problem is you keep getting the same type of idiots, running for office and people backing them and putting them in office. And so if you're getting some of that, if you're getting a taste on the back end, okay, whatever. I get it. I don't agree with it, but I get it. But if you're a part of the main population, stop buying into this bullshit, man. You can't put somebody in charge who has absolutely no idea what they're doing, and in their own personal life, they've not even been able to run that effectively, and they've proven it. And then you say, here's the keys. Run this bad boy. You get what you vote for.